YouTube. Welcome back to a Tuesday Talk Sessions with Steph. Super excited to be doing this again. As you can see, my face is already done, so I'm not putting on makeup this time, but I thought I'd come in just to give a little pep talk, Steph's pep talk today. I don't know where you are, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is that it is in your time or whenever you're watching this. I do tend to do these during the day, but apparently I only post them at night. I've been watching a lot of docuseries lately. I'm kind of obsessed with one, which is why I want to give this pep talk. It's called The Vow. It's on HBO Max, I think is what we have. And it has to do with this group. I'm going to call it a group. I think I'm going to rephrase some things from here on out. I've thought about this extensively for the past few days in my vocabulary because we so instantly go to cult, and I will not lie, I am obsessed with cults. I have been since I was younger. Something fascinates me about them. I guess because I don't understand how you could get into one and not realize what's going on. But it made me think, which is why I want to do a little pep talk, because you out there, you with my broken nail, you're amazing. You're an amazing person. And even in the dark times, I know you can't see it, but you are. I am going to open up a little bit more about this, but I suffer from depression. I do. I know I do. Since I was little, it kind of comes with the territory for me because I do struggle with, I don't struggle. I have some autoimmune issues, and usually when you have things like this that happen, you can fall into depression fairly quickly. I've gone through postpartum 3 times, and the way I describe it for myself, I don't know how it is for everybody else, but it's like I tell my husband, because I'm such an out there bubbly person, I feel like when I'm in a depression, it's like there's this dome over me, and it's dark. It's just black, but here I am radiating this light, and I can't seem to break this dome. And it takes time, and then I start to see it crack, and I just push harder and push harder until it's finally gone. And that's how I personally deal with it. I'm not recommending anybody do that. I am not a medical professional, I'm not a psychologist or psychiatrist or therapist. However, that's just what I do. And I can sense when these things are coming on. I can feel when they're coming on, and I know how to work through them myself. This took years. I went through a lot of therapy. I did, a lot of counseling. There are a lot of things I have done to help me get through this. I think that in the darkest of times, we tend to look for something or someone to latch onto and figure it out. I think everybody does this to an extent. There are people who do not. There are people who are very self-sufficient, and when they're down, and they power through, but they're not looking for somebody or something. I was like that for a long time. I was always looking for some kind of validation. And I realized in watching The Vow, I was also watching Surviving R. Kelly again, and watched all of those on Netflix. I think that when we're looking for that validation so much, it doesn't matter where it comes from. We want to feel loved, and we want to feel validated. We want to feel cared for. We want to feel important. And I feel that 9 times out of 10, we put that on someone else or something else. Sometimes moms do it with their kids. I try very hard not to do that with my children. I love and adore my babies so much, and I am overjoyed when they tell me that they feel the same way. However, I can't put all of my weight on them like that, because it's not fair to them either. And I think sometimes we do that to people, or we get involved in a group and we're looking for that validation in the group, and it can turn into a very negative thing. I think community is so important. I think a mix of community is extremely important. A mix of ideas and a mix of people and cultures and all of that. I just also feel like there's always going to be that one that's out for control. And that's the scary thing. It's very scary to think that there are people in this world who really just want to dominate others, and they want to control them. You see it in the R. Kelly documentary. You see it in The Vow. You see it in different forms. I've also been real big on Scientology and looking into that. You see it there. I personally have an issue with control. I always have. I'm not necessarily a control freak. I actually feel like I'm opposite of that to an extent. I know what I can control. I can control myself, I can control my emotions, and I can control my surroundings as far as where I am. I can't control anything else. I can't control if I walk outside and a bird poops on me. That's out of my control, right? I can't control how other people drive, even though I wish I could. I can't control a lot of things, but I've accepted that. It's taken me years to get to a point where that's okay. I would say I was probably in my early 20s when I started really wrestling with that. So I'm not telling you how old I am now, but that's where I was. And it's one of those things where I realized when I'm watching these documentaries, when I'm listening to people talk and what they're saying, they were all looking for some kind of validation. I was on a path. I was trying to find myself. I was trying to do this. I was trying to do that. And for whatever reason, we're programmed to instantly go to groups or go to people or whatever it is. And then something happens. There's always the flip of a switch. There's always the flip of a switch. And it changes from this really positive to this really negative, which just goes to show you that is a fine line between positive and negative, right? I have been, personally, another backstory on me, I've been doing keto, and I'm very strict keto. I'm very by the book, and I've been doing it since July because for me, my health is a big thing, and keto actually helps keep a lot of things in check for me, on top of getting rid of excess weight that hurt my joints a lot. I mean, it's painful. So I get on keto and I fast for 20 hours. Now here's the kicker. I was bulimic and anorexic at one point in my life. So you never really get rid of an eating disorder, just like you're never not an addict anymore. It's always there in the back of your mind, because I know that if I didn't eat for 2 weeks, I could lose a lot of weight. I know I could. I've done it before. So I teeter-totter on this real fine line because I have to be sure mentally that I'm okay enough that I'm not going to go into a relapse. I have relapsed several times before. I relapsed after my daughter once, my first daughter, and it was horrible. It was a horrible feeling to think that I was hurting myself that way when I have a family that loves and cares for me, and I was hurting my body internally. It's this horrible feeling. I was also in a very bad postpartum depression with her. It was awful. It was the worst that I think I've been through with any of my children, and I adore my children so much, and I love my baby girl, and there I was, just in a really dark place. So there's that fine line with everything, and the positive that comes from my keto could instantly, within the flip of a switch, turn into a negative if I'm not careful, which I think is what happens with these groups. This is why I'm not going to use the word cult today. I'm going to use the word group, because in a group there can be this really positive momentum going and helping people and doing things, and there's that fine line that can be crossed by one person, two people, a group of people within the group, and it can all go south really quick. And it's really sad to see these things, because there are some things that I believe could really help people, could really make a difference, but because of where they're associated and what they're affiliated with, it just no. I can't see the positive in that at all. And it goes back to how we feel about ourselves. Here's my pep talk for you. Look, I don't know what you've been through, like you don't know everything I've been through. I've shared a little bit, but not a lot. But I can tell you one thing. There's air in your lungs, and you are somewhere right now watching this. You're amazing. You're already taking steps and looking for things to help you get a better picture of what you could do. So you're doing all the right things. If we're going to look for validation in everybody else, we're never going to find it in ourselves. I want you to turn to a mirror or turn your camera on your phone or whatever it is and look at yourself and tell yourself that you love yourself and that you're amazing. I know that there's been hurt in the past for you. I know that things could have gone wrong at one point or another. I know that you're going through something right now. I know that you've gone through something in the past, and you may go through something in the future, but you're a fighter. You are. Everybody has it in them, including you. And I know you do, or you wouldn't be where you are right now. All you gotta do is keep pushing, and not with a smile on your face. If you can't hold a smile on your face, then don't do it. Be real. Be you. We're not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. Not everybody has to like us. What does it get you if everybody likes you? Nothing. A lot of friends and a lot of gossip and trouble, probably. It's okay if they don't like you. It's okay. You like you, right? I like me. I like me. I'm a lot to handle, but I like me. I'm not perfect, and neither are you. But our imperfections make us amazing. Amazing. You are going to do great things. And every day that you wake up, I want you to tell yourself that. Write it on your mirror. Today, I will do great things. Even if that great thing is just doing the dishes. That's a great thing. I hate doing dishes. So if you did that, that is a great thing. I want you to see how beautiful you are. You know, I know because of the way I am that I put a lot of stock into my looks. I do. But if that's not your cup of tea, don't worry about that. You're beautiful either way because you say so, because you feel it. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and it can be skin deep. But I feel like there is a beauty that can radiate from everybody. If you really want it, you will radiate it. And I know you do. I know you want it. So remember that today. If you're looking for a group, I hope you find them. But I also hope that you stay true to you. Don't let others influence you in a way just because. Remember to stay true to yourself. Remember that you're amazing, that you are worth it. Every day you're worth it. No matter what happens, no matter who says what, no matter how many likes you did or didn't get, you are always worth it. You're an amazing person. If you haven't found your soulmate yet, trust me, you will. Somebody out there is yearning for you, and they love you, and they just don't know it yet. It can happen. If it happened to me, trust me, it could happen to anybody because I never thought I would see it. Remember these things. Tell yourself these things. My favorite thing to do is write on a mirror. When I'm really down and I'm really depressed and I'm in that dark dome, I write on my mirror. I get my Sharpie and I write myself things on the mirror to remind myself, like, you're good, girl. You're worth it. You can do this. You're a fighter. Everybody has a fighting spirit in us. Everybody. We all have fight. We all have flight. And we all have, hey, it is what it is. When you need to fight, you fight. And remember that letting go of people is not a bad thing. It's really not. If you have to let go of someone, you have to let go of them. There are plenty of people in my life who I really didn't want to let go of that I have, and I'm okay with that because it helps me to be better. It helps me to feel better. It helps me to be better, and that's what I want. So today, I want you to, or tonight, or whenever you're watching this, at this moment, after you turn this video off, I want you to go and stand in front of that mirror and tell yourself how much you love yourself. And if you want to work on things, I want you to make your list on the mirror, write them down. I want to work on this. I want to work on that. I want to work on this. And you don't have to do it quick. It can take as long as you need. But every day you'll see it and you'll remember, oh, you know what? Yeah. Today I'm going to work on being a little more positive. Today I'm going to work on not saying anything negative, which is not easy to do. Trust me, I've done it. It's really hard to stay positive all day long sometimes, especially when you're driving. I have road rage. I'm not going to lie. I have road rage. Like, I get so mad. But those little lists, I make them for myself too. And they're amazing. And they can help you and they can work. And if nothing else, I'm just trying to give you little tips that I do in hopes that they will help you to feel better and to not fall into the trap of looking for validation through a group or through people all the time. Yes, we need community, but you don't need someone controlling you. You don't need to be in these groups that they literally cross that fine line. You don't need that. Nobody needs that. What you need is good community, and community that there is going to be some friction because that's just how it's going to happen. So that's my pep talk for today. I hope that you're doing amazing. I pray that you are just fulfilled in every way you want to be today, and that somehow, some way, you get what you're really looking for. I am so glad to be doing these again. I really want to keep on it. Next time I will do my makeup and maybe talk about how I'm doing it. But for now, I have to get back to work. It's about that time. And I'll be watching more of some docuseries. I'm probably finishing Love is Blind because that show's hilarious. Thank you guys for watching. I'm enjoying doing these videos and I'm really trying to be on top of it. Please, please, please let me know if there's anything that you want to discuss or anything you want to talk about. I will be doing an educational video. It should be coming up Thursday. I'm going to work on it tonight and tomorrow. over hair color, and what hair color you're using, and why the products should match up with the hair color. So I will see you guys soon. Later, Gators.